Hello, everybody. Hello, hello. Another week. Thank you for joining another session of Open Diner. I'm so happy to be here. So glad to see everybody's faces. We have a great topic tonight. Our topic is how to make an impact on the world. So this is a cameras on event. So if you could kindly turn on your cameras, that would be great. We find that it helps us connect when we see each other. Another reason we connect is we have a lot of events this evening that has cameras on, a lot of activities, and you'll benefit when the cameras are on. So that's one of the reasons. And we have a special event tonight. We have a great musician, Anthony, here again with us. It's been a while. He's performing throughout the evening. And we're going to start off with our first song with Anthony. So take it away, Anthony.
Oh my God. Hello, everybody. Good to see you again. We're going to try to make an impact tonight on the world. So how can we do this? I don't know. So let's start with a song that you all know very much. It was a special request from one of you guys. And it's called Imagine by John Lennon. Let's all imagine together. And it starts now. Imagine there's no heaven. It's easy if you try. No hell below us. Above us only sky. Imagine all the people living for today. Imagine there's no countries. It isn't hard to do. Nothing to kill or die for. No religion too. Imagine all the people living life in peace. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us, and the world will be as one. Imagine no possessions. Wonder if you can. No need for greed or hunger. Brotherhood of man. Imagine all the people sharing all the world. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us, and the world will live as one. Thank you.
Excellent. I love that. One of the great visionary songs. And all I can say is we probably need it more today than we did 50 years ago when it was written. So Thank you, Anthony. So tonight, let's get started here. Thank you for joining. Be the change you wish to see in the world. Some of us may have heard this quote by Mahatma Gandhi and perhaps even been inspired by it. It's a beautiful sentiment that reminds everyone how each one of us has the power to make an impact. We can't wait for changes to happen to us. But in this day and age, we can improve the world only by improving ourselves. That's where the key is. We improve ourselves with our awareness, our rational understanding of how the world works on a deeper fundamental level, and by coming into balance with nature and each other. That's the key right there. All the conflicts and problems in the world right now are a result of our egoistic attitudes, man's ego to others and to nature. Global warming, racial injustice, pollution, wars, viruses. They might seem like totally unrelated phenomena, but they are all symptoms of one problem. And we have tried for centuries to fix the symptoms, but the symptoms only seem to get worse. In truth, change starts with me, not just me personally, but all of us. Everything in nature works together in harmony. All parts are intertwined. Everything in the natural world is perfect and connected. Human beings are the only ones that constantly disrupt the balance because of our egoistical attitude towards others and exploiting the earth and each other. So we can all agree that the world needs more love. The golden rule, love your neighbor as yourself, has never been more pertinent and urgent. So by beginning to learn about nature and the universe and aligning myself to its laws of love and giving, gradually I become an integral part of that system. And I thereby change the world. It does work. It's a principle that is proven. We can affect reality to the degree that we become similar to the laws of nature, which are loving and giving. And in so doing, we won't just fix the symptoms, as we've been trying to do for centuries, with very little success, but we'll address the problem at the root. And gradually we'll see that everything else falls into place. The wisdom of Kabbalah tells us how a person's consciousness and intentions affect reality. It teaches us how to change our intentions to be for the sake of others, and thereby change all of reality. It also teaches us that there's no coincidence or randomness. If we understand the laws that govern the world, we would see that everything is accurate and there is no room for coincidence or randomness. Therefore, all events are purposeful. And we are going to touch on that tonight. And I'm going to turn it back over to Roberta.
Thank you. Thank you, Gary. Okay, so we're going to do something fun. But first, this is a cameras on event. I see a couple of new people join. You have your cameras on, which is great. So I'm going to ask to turn them on, but we find it helps to connect. If you're joining on Facebook and YouTube, hello, everybody. Tell us your name, where you're from. Participate with all the questions and answer in the comments. We'll try to read them tonight. Please, if you do, when friends are here speaking, let's stay on topic. Remember to keep our answers short because we want to try to get everybody here to get a chance to speak. And when you speak, remember after you speak to mute your microphone. We're going to introduce the host tonight. I'm one of the hosts. My name is Roberta. I'm from Long Island, New York. Hello. We also have, oh, Gary's muted. He's already practicing. Very good, Gary.
Yeah. You're supposed to turn it off while you're speaking, right?
That's it.
I'm Gary. I am from Greenville, South Carolina.
I'm Linda. I'm from New York. You're muted, Roberta.
Now you're me.
Now I'm practicing. You see, this is part of the game. No, okay, I'm sorry. So we met our hosts. We see that we don't know how to mute or unmute, but we're going to learn this evening. So tonight we're going to start off with an icebreaker, which is always fun. We get to know each other by going over these questions. So we're going to do it popcorn style. If you're not familiar with popcorn style, it's picture popcorn popping. When it pops, when it's ready to pop, it pops. So if you're going to answer this question, which I'll ask in a second, when you're ready to speak, unmute yourself, speak briefly, and then mute yourself, and the next person will pop up, and then they'll go. So the question we have this evening for the open diner icebreaker is going to be: introduce yourself and tell us briefly about one person who has made a great impact on your life, and in what way. And we're going to put the question in the chat in case you forget. It'll be there. So I'll say it again. Introduce yourself. Tell us briefly about one person who has made a great impact on your life, and in what way. And anybody could go at any time. We'll just start.
All right, I'm going to start because after I heard the introduction, it awakened something else in me. So it's my wife. And the reason is I'm like really crazy, like doing crazy stuff. I can't get into it. Like I just, I wasn't like too much down to earth. And when I got married to my wife, she's very down to earth. And what happened was I was still a little crazy and she would let me do what I want. But I saw that she was really, everything was a certain way. Everything was so I had an influence on her. She had an influence on me, and we balanced out, and now we're perfect together.
I have a best friend I just realized is probably 50 years. I hate that. But anyway, we've been through thick and thin together since our kids were really little. And she's quite a level-headed person. And whenever I have a problem, I call her. Or whenever I can't make a decision, I call her. She just always seems to give me the best advice. I was dating somebody that nobody in my family liked. And I would speak with her, and all she would say is, Marie, I can't tell you what to do. But is this what you want? And after a while, I realized I didn't. So anyway, she's just a really good friend, and I'm very happy to have her in my life.
Well, as I grew up, when I look back now, I believe my mom was the best influence in my life. She was the kindest, most loving soul, and she taught me to live by the golden rule, which if we could all do that, wouldn't that be a beautiful thing? Oh, and I forgot, I'm Judy from St. Louis, Missouri.
Yes, thank you for reminding me, Judy. So when you speak, so we know where everybody's from, say your name, where you're from, and then you can continue. I see Naomi.
Carl from Florida.
Hello, Carl. Thank you. I saw Naomi. Would you like to go next? I saw you tried to unmute.
Sure, yeah. Can you hear me?
Perfectly.
Okay, great. Yes, so my name is Naomi, and I am from Portland, Oregon. And someone who has had a big impact on me is my friend Irene. She has helped me a lot with my relationship with nature. I felt like I had a strong relationship with nature in the past. But through her, she's a friend now, but it started out with me attending some of her retreats where she would lead us on things like forest bathing walks. And what she taught me is that I was rushing through. I'd always be like rushing through, like walking really fast or going on trail runs or something like that. Whatever I was doing was just kind of going really fast through nature. And she taught me to really slow down and really observe and just be with the natural world in a way that I had never done before. And so now I just feel like I have a much deeper, richer relationship with nature, and it's made a really big impact on my life.
Thank you. Beautiful.
I'm Willie from St. Louis, Missouri also. The person who made a big impact in my life was an employer. when I was young, I'm up in age. They always had this mom and pop store, but it's just one owner of the store. I was a kid, about 12 years old, and he gave me a job working after school. And because of that, they kept me out the streets, and taught me responsibility because I had to report to work after school and still keep up with my homework. So, he was the one that really made a great impact in my life and taught me responsibility.
We have time for a few more. If anybody would like to go before we move on to the next section.
I can go.
I have someone, I don't have one person that made this huge impact in my life, but this one did make an impact, and it was my high school band teacher. And he taught us that he was amazing musician. He taught us that when two instruments play slightly out of tune from each other, the sound does not carry at all. But if they play perfectly in tune, that sound travels. I mean, it really goes. And I also apply it to relationships. When people are slightly out of tune with each other, they really negate each other. But when they're in tune with each other, they're very strong and very effective. And it carries over into all your relationships, the harmony.
Wow, beautiful, Gary. Thank you. Mark, did you try to unmute? If you'd like to go.
Yes, hi. My name is Mark. I'm from Richmond, Virginia. And I guess the most influence on me are my kids. Never a dull moment when you have kids. So always a surprise coming. So they keep me alert, if nothing else.
Thank you for sharing, Mark. And we have time for one more, maybe Paula.
Hi, Paula from New York. I think Nina was trying to go before.
We have time for two more if you'd like to go. I'm watching who's trying to unmute. So I'm not just picking one. If you want Nina to go, no problem. If you don't want to, that's fine.
Yeah, you can skip me. Thank you, though.
No problem. Go ahead, Nina.
Thank you, Paula. I was going to say, I was also going to mention a teacher. I think it's very inspiring when a teacher can make a true difference in a child's life. And for me, that was my English teacher in high school. At that time, I was kind of very quiet and insecure. And she saw something special in me. She saw a talent, and she brought it up. I got a lot of awards in her class also, and it encouraged me to pursue writing later in life. So I appreciated that. That was great.
Thank you. Okay, we have time for actually one more, and that's going to be, we're going to take it to Linda. She said there's somebody on Facebook that added.
Yes, her name is Maria. I'm going to probably butcher her name. Ilyeva. And she says, I have a great teacher who had a great impact on me. He completely changed my life. I learned from him the wisdom of life, its meaning, and how to relate to other people, to nature, to everything that surrounds me.
Thank you. Well, thank you, everybody that shared. I see Carrie is joining. She just joined. Perfect timing. If you could put your camera on, that's fine. We're going to watch a video now, and afterwards we're going to do a roundtable discussion, a workshop. So let's watch the video together.
Climate change, fires in California, the coronavirus, war, poverty, food shortages, inflation, corrupt government, and the list goes on and on. These issues may seemingly have nothing to do with each other, but these problems are occurring right now across the entire planet and by greater and greater degrees. These are facts. Now let's step back for a moment and just use our imagination. Let's imagine that all of the world's problems, no matter what, only come from one single issue: man failing to come into equilibrium with nature. Imagine also that man as a species is out of balance with nature, and as a result of nature's efforts to restore equilibrium, we are being inundated with a plethora of seemingly unsolvable global issues. In such a scenario, the next question might be, well, how would we as humans restore our balance with nature so that these issues would not continue to assault us? Let us continue to imagine that the solution could be found within nature itself. Nature is a whole, complete system that is balanced and constantly maintains many subsystems that support life. It is connected, interdependent, and giving. Man's egoistic qualities such as separation, a me-first attitude, and greed are the exact opposite of the very nature that we reside in and are part of. What if these very qualities that we all possess to varying degrees are keeping us out of equilibrium with nature, and the whole world that we live in today, which is in crisis mode, is the current result? Don't forget, we are still using our imaginations. Now let's imagine that we begin to live our lives in a way that is completely opposite to the way that we currently live. Now we are imagining people coming together in connection as one global family as the solution. We are imagining connecting with others on a level that far exceeds today's superficial status quo. We are imagining rising above the fear and the hatred that gives us the illusion of separation. We are choosing to live in unity. What would be the end result of such a state of man? We would be emulating nature itself, which is connected and whole, thus equalizing with it. As a direct result of this equilibrium, nature would have no more need to pressure us with the global problems that are raging today. Alternatively, nature would begin to work more and more in our favor to support our new collective intention of connection and unity in a new era of abundance. It would begin to take care of the needs of everyone, unlike the current man-made systems that are in place today. Now don't forget, we are only imagining here. And if we are imagining, then what are we imagining together? A world full of problems caused by our perceived separation from nature? Maybe together we can begin to imagine an opposite world of the one we exist in today. A world whole, connected, and full of abundance as a direct result of equalizing with nature itself.
Beautiful, beautiful video. And perfect that we started out with the song Imagine today by John Lennon. So we're going to go into our roundtable discussion right now. We have a few, for those of you who haven't been with us before, we have a few etiquette rules that we're going to go over real quick, just to keep everything on the right track here. First of all, we are here to build a space of support, love, care, and warmth. This is a very friendly atmosphere that we're producing here, where everyone is equal and very important. So always remember that everyone is equal and very important here. We go around the table and speak briefly and on topic. That way everybody gets a chance to speak. Listen attentively, because a lot of times what you hear from others triggers something in you that you hadn't thought of before. So make yourself a part of the entire answer here. There are no right or wrong answers. The truth is in the center of our connection. All the answers combine to make the correct answer in the end, in the center of the group. So those are our etiquette rules, and let's move on to our first question. After watching that video, how can I begin to step out of my me first attitude, thereby sending positive ripple effects into the world? How can I begin to step out of my me first attitude and send positive ripple effects into the world? And if you can, give an example. So anybody can, let's see, who are we starting with? Let's go to Carl. Can you start us off?
Sure. In the chat, it says Willie. But you want to start, Willie? Go ahead. You
Yes.
start.
Yes, I'll love
Willie.
to start. Okay. I can step out of myself by being willing to meet people and talk with them about not the things that's bothering me, but find out the things that's bothering them in order to try to make a connection with them. Because we will find that the problem is we really need to learn how to connect with one another.
Excellent. Roberta.
Thank you. I'll just continue what Willie's saying. You know, I think, what can I actually say? A lot of times saying nothing is more than saying something. So giving that space to let people speak. And when you listen to people speak, I'm sure if I would have spoke first, it would have been nothing. I not even would have heard what they've said. So a lot of times let other people speak, listen, give that space. And then all of a sudden, before judging somebody, now all of a sudden, hey, you know, we are on the same page instead of attacking first. I'm a great one for listening to somebody and already ready to have the answer before that. I'm not even hearing them speak. I'm ready to answer the question like now, what am I going to be right? But give the person a time to speak, listen, and then you're going to see, you know what, we do have a lot in common. So that's where to start, I believe.
Dan. Dan had to leave, huh?
He's left the building.
Yeah. Marie, how about you? It's nice to see you again.
Okay, it's nice to see everyone again too. You know, I'm really not sure about what to say, because I don't know. I think a lot of it you have to get out of yourself, because you have to be thankful for what you have. I make sure to pray every day, and I usually start with thank you for my body that still works pretty well. Thank you for my legs being able to take me wherever I want to go. Thank you that I can have a roof over my head and food on the table. So I think that that's just a way of getting out of yourself. And, if you are thankful, then I think you have to look around and look at people who have much less than you. That's about it for now.
Well, that's a very positive attitude. It's great. Linda.
This is really tough. I think one of the things, of course, is just smiling at people. I mean, that's getting out of the me attitude. It's creating an effect on other people, because it used to be that, maybe it was because I lived in the city, that they'd smile at somebody and they kind of, grimace. But lately, I smile at somebody and they smile back. And in fact, I've come across people who have smiled first at me, and it's great. It's wonderful. Holding the door for people. Thank you. Saying thank you for those who hold the door for me. It's just etiquette, ethics, being polite.
That's true. We can practice right now by everybody smiling here. Let's all smile at each other. It's a great place to be. Rono.
I can continue what Linda was saying. Me first is always the most effective way to get into conflict with people. Personally, I would always avoid this kind of confrontation, and realizing that wherever you are in a situation where people have to compete for limited resources, then if you take a step back, then it goes a lot smoother. You may not get the thing that you want, but one thing that happens is that you're not going to have a life of war with other people. And it's we have this nature of always being afraid of missing out on resources. It's just the world is like the clip was saying, nature is giving a lot of it to us. If we take a step back, we realize that everything that we need is already in there. And trying to go and grab first, and that's just add some more poison to the world.
Excellent. Good points. Mark, how about you?
Okay, yeah, I would say put more attention on giving than getting. Try to have that Christmas attitude a little more often throughout the entire year. Try to get more involved with community activities. It doesn't even have to be anything big. I mean, just picking up trash that somebody left on the street, that's going a long way to moving things forward, lowering taxes, just helping everybody. It doesn't have to be anything huge. But I think giving goes a long way. And I think that's just something that kind of comes with age, hopefully. So for a lot of us.
Yeah, excellent point. Giving, there's no greater reward than what you get when you give. There's something about it. Paula.
Yeah, I think compliments go a long way, because when you're giving a compliment, you're not thinking about yourself, you're thinking about the other person. And I think that has a ripple effect, kind of like paying it forward, because the other person's likely to do that same gesture, to the next person.
It's true. All these answers are really centering around the same thing of giving and helping others. We're kind of running short on time, but I'm going to go to Paula, Anthony. Could you give us an answer, and then when you're done, we're going to go to your next song. How's that sound?
Sounds great. Okay, so I'm going to say, yeah, you're pointing out, Paula. So this idea of complimenting, or if you look at somebody, if you focus on their greatness, there's so much potential in everybody we see. And if we only focus on that would just extract from people the best that they can bring. And I think it's beautiful. And it's very communicative and smiling, as you said before, gratitude, everything is beautiful. So for the next song, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to sing a song from the movie The Prince of Egypt. And you know the song, I'm pretty sure, but hey, if you feel like singing along, please, by all means, let me get my screen lined up so I can see you at the same time. Perfect. Okay. Many nights we've prayed with no proof anyone could hear. In our hearts a hopeful song we barely understood. Now we're not afraid, although we know there's much to fear. We were moving mountains long before we knew we could. There can be miracles when you believe. Though hope is frail, it's hard to kill. Who knows what miracles you can achieve when you believe. Somehow you summer bird so swiftly flown away. And now I'm standing here, my heart so full I can't explain, seeking faith and speaking words I never thought I'd say. There can be miracles when you believe. When hope is frail, it's hard to kill. Who knows what miracles you can achieve? When you believe, somehow you will. You will when you believe. They don't always happen when you ask, and it's easy to give in to your fear. But when you're blinded by your pain, can't see your way safe through the rain, thought of a still resilient voice says love is very near. There can be miracles when you believe. Though hope is frail, it's hard to kill. Who knows what miracles you can achieve? When you believe, somehow you will. Now you will. You will when you believe. You will when you believe. Thank you.
Beautiful. We get into the show right now, and it'd be great. But we have a second question. But before we go to the second question, I didn't have time to do this before. Linda, are there comments from Facebook?
Yes, there is one from the last question. Sippy Loria, through connecting with other people, listening to them before ourselves, and trying together to achieve this goal.
Excellent, excellent. And hi to everybody there on Facebook. All right, so we're going to go to our second question here, and that is, how can I be the change that I wish to see in the world? How can I be the change that I wish to see in the world? And we're going to start off with Nina.
Thank you, Gary. Just putting the question in the chat. Okay. I'm thinking about what Mark said before about giving, and it's so true. That's what I knew this this woman once. It was I didn't know anyone else like that ever. During like holiday times, her whole house was covered in presents. Like once I came there and I saw all these boxes, I thought she was moving. I'm like, what's all this? She had so many presents that she would send out to everyone, to anyone like her dentist, anyone she came into contact with and that she had some minor connection with, she would send a present. And if we could all, and she wasn't a rich woman, it's not like she had so much money, but that's what she chose to spend her money on, giving to others. And that was very inspiring to me. I want to be more like her.
Yeah, that's, and just to tie that in too with the video, nature is something that gives. And that's what, like the video was talking about. If we can be in tune with what nature does, it's a giving energy. The everything that the earth provides is for us, is to sustain humanity. And if we can take that same attitude to help each other and sustain each other, I think it would be a huge change that we can't even imagine what happened. Who's next? Naomi, how about you?
I think one of the big changes that I would like to see in the world, and that I can exemplify myself, and I have been on that path, is becoming more aware of what is enough. I think that, that's one of the problems that we have, is that we can't figure out what enough is. And so we're constantly, as humans, we just want more. And so for me, I have a little slogan for myself, which is less, but better. And I have found that as I'm eliminating things from my life that are not actually adding any true benefit, it's just giving more space, and I'm taking better care of the things that are left. So I'm just going to continue doing that. And that is the change that I would like to see.
That's beautiful. Man is insatiable. It just takes so much, but nature only takes what it needs, and then uses everything to feed everything else. So yeah, it's a beautiful principle. Who's next? Carl, how about you?
Yeah, Naomi, talking about being aware of things. It's also about the giving. If I can actually be aware of other people and my surroundings, like instead of being on my phone and somebody trips over there and falls and I don't even see it, I'm on my phone. So if I can start really being aware of what other people want and what other people need, then, oh my God, imagine.
Great point. There's a lot of great points, and they're just, I hope everybody's getting a lot out of this. I am. Judy.
Well, I'm with Naomi 100%. If the humans on this planet would stop being so needy and they want more, that if we could only change the way we look at and what we use, we have so much stuff and we don't need this stuff. We've drained the earth. So Naomi, I'm with you, girl. If we could just change that part of us, maybe it would trickle down to the children, the generations that are coming up, and the earth could come back into balance.
Beautiful. Elisa.
Yeah, truly beautiful answers. And I will continue after Carol, that if we would only be more aware of what's going on around us, be less inside of, not even the phone. You don't need the phone. You just need, our eyes are inverted. I was walking on the street and there was a elderly lady walking in front of me, and her jacket was sort of hanging on one shoulder, pretty uncomfortable, but she probably couldn't straighten it. The other lady caught up with her from behind, straightened her jacket, and both of them were so happy. One, of course, was in gratitude. The other was just happy that she was able to help. And I was just like, I was awakened from a horrible dream of being inside of me and not I realized I saw it afterwards, not while I saw this lady. After everything happened, I realized what was going on in front of me. And this is such a simple gesture, but it shows how much self-absorbed I am and everyone else around. You know, if we just could get out and do those little tiny things, I think life will be beautiful.
It would. It really would. We've gone around with everybody, and we're kind of coming to the end of this segment, but I just wanted to open it up. If there's one or two that just have a couple more things to add, just popcorn style, let's give it another minute here. Anybody have anything else to add?
I like to add that to the last question. On one of my jobs, we had a breakfast program, and we fed between 90 and 110 persons every day, Monday through Friday. So we was trying to get people to understand how to feed the hungry. And so that's a program that was very successful.
Beautiful. It's an act of giving. Any more?
I was going to add something. It's funny, when Elisa was speaking and she said, you know, the lady's jacket was hanging off, maybe just being in New York or just being maybe sometimes too skeptical. I said, well, and she fixed her jacket, but she left with no wallet. But that's what we have to do, is be more sensitive and realize that people are trying to help, and not everybody's looking to be, you know, in a negative state. People want to have that change, and we need to be the change, like the woman that helped the woman. We need to be the one to do that. They always say if one person does something, watching a crowd do something, somebody else will follow. So we need to be that person that makes the initial first move in a kindness act, and somebody else will see that, like Elisa did, and then Elisa will follow, and now all in turn hearing this will do the same. So I made a joke in the beginning, but it's a beautiful example, Elisa, to help others.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Linda, are there any comments
Yeah,
on?
there's one. Maria, when we stop thinking about ourselves and pay attention to others and see their needs and try to support and help them, and everyone would do the same thing, everyone will come to balance and harmony in this world.
Beautiful. I love this atmosphere here right now. It's really amazing. I'm going to turn it over to Roberta for our next little segment here.
Thank you, Gary. Okay, now we're going to do some fun. We do something called every week. It's called our traditional open diner chair dance. Now, don't leave. This is a lot of fun. Don't knock it till you try it. The way it works is kind of like follow the leader, meaning we have fun to the music that's going to play, and one person at a time is going to be displayed on the screen. When you come up on the screen, do a dance move, something like this. We're doing a chair dance, something like that. Something with your arms is great. And everybody's going to follow your move. When the others are displayed on the screen, you're going to follow their move. When it's your turn, a text box is going to come up right on the screen. Ignore that. It's just saying that it's your turn, kind of. It's saying you're being spotlighted. Ignore it. Don't do this. That'll be your dance move. And unless you go like this, and maybe that's a fun dance move, but ignore that. Just do a move. You'll get the hang of it as we go. It's very simple. So let's get loose. Let's have some fun. This is a great way to connect. And I saw Naomi was already ready doing all these things before this. So let's have some fun. It's only a few minutes, so let's enjoy ourselves. Okay, we're getting ready with the suspense. They're going to put a song up. Everybody get ready.
Linda, we don't hear the song.
Started in a garden with rubble. There was a snake, there was some trouble. I started as a monkey, but look at me now. There was no God to cling to, so I made a temple and I made a statue. And I spent my time smoking and drinking my wine. Shut out out of my dad, swam into my mom, one amongst billions. Now what were the odds? And it only took me 1,000 lifetimes. If you wanna be rich, look for rich. If you wanna be smart, look for smart. I wanna know the reason why I feel like shit. It's a question from this point in my heart. A regal heart and vagabond shoes. I followed you here. Your scent is my muse, and I want you. All that will be's already been written. Flow like an atom, you're in a system. You're connected from in front and behind. So thanks for the good and thanks for the bad. From the call in the morning that straightens my head. And now nature's made me a spiritual man. You wanna be rich, look for rich. If you wanna be smart, look for smart. I wanna know the reason why I feel like shit. It's a question from this point in my heart. Started in a garden with a room. Look at me now. Started in a garden. Look at me now. Look at me now. Look at me now.
Amazing. Good job, everybody, right? We feel more relaxed now, even as getting towards the end. We still have a great song by Anthony, actually. So Anthony's going, now you could still dance, but this is not like an activity. I'm going to hear a great friend Anthony sing another beautiful song. Take it away, Anthony.
Thank you, Roberta. So this song, you know it very well. And actually, it's actually surprisingly very high in wisdom. So I hope you enjoy it. It's by Michael Jackson. And I'm going to try to play another instrument today. Let's see what we can do. Okay. There's a place in your heart, and I know that it is love. And this place could I be brighter than tomorrow. And if you really try, you'll find there's no need to cry. In this place you'll feel there's no hurt or sorrow. There are ways to get there if you care enough for the living. Make a little space, make a better place. Heal the world, make it a better place for you and for me and the entire human race. There are people dying. If you care enough for the living, make a better place for you and for me. If you want to know why, there's a love that cannot lie. Love is strong, it only cares for joy, for giving. see. In this bliss we cannot feel. Fear or dread, we stop existing and stop living. But it feels that always not enough for us growing. Make a better world. Make a better world. Heal the world. Make it a better place for you and for me and the anti-human race. There are people dying. If you care enough for a living, make a better place for you and for me. You and for me. And the dream we were conceiving, we reveal a joyful face. And the world we once believed in will shine again in grace. And why do we keep strangling life on this earth crucified is so? Though it's plain to see this world is heavenly, because lo, we could fly, fly so high, let our spirit never die. In my heart I feel you are all my brothers. Create a world with no fear. Together we'll cry happy tears. See the nations turn their swords into plowshares. We could really get there if you care enough for the living. Make a little space. Make a better place. Heal the world. Make it a better place for you and for me and the anti-human race. There are people dying. If you care enough for the living, make a better place for you and for me. You and make a better place. You and make a better place. You and for me. Woo! Thank you.
Thank you so much, Anthony. Anthony, we didn't hear from where you're from. I know you weren't a host, but we should have asked where you're from. Tell us. I'm sure everybody's interested. You're such a talented guy.
You're very sweet. I can't hide it for too long. I'm from France. I'm a French guy. Nobody's perfect. I'm sorry. But I live in New York City. So I'm kind of American. I'm both American French, but don't tell the government. I'm not supposed to be both. Oh, is it going on the internet? Oh, no, I'm going to hide.
You did a beautiful job tonight. I think everybody agrees you're making this world a better place. You definitely made this space a better place. That's for sure. So we came to the end of our evening, everybody, and we're going to put a slide up where you could follow us. And I hope you come again, and we'll get the slide up where you could follow us. Every Thursday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern time, you can follow us on YouTube, Facebook, Meetup, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. What else can I tell you about this evening? We meet all the time. We have different topics always, and very engaging, and it's a very interactive evening. So make sure to, when you're on Facebook, like, share, subscribe, and share with your friends. Bring friends here. It's a great time, and it's a great way to know people and really interact. So RSVP all our future events on Facebook and Meetup, and I hope to see everybody next week. It was so great seeing new faces and hearing everybody's stories, and thank you so much.
And I want to put in a shameless plug for Anthony. You go to Facebook, go to Anthony Cohen's World, and he has a great, you can hear him sing, you can see all of his antics. It's amazing. It's really fun. I hope you don't mind, Anthony.
No, he's good. He's good.
Thank you, Gary. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, everybody.
Have a great week.
See you
Thanks.
next week.
Next week.
Next week.
Thank you.
Bye.